So if you're a PC gamer, you most likely use Steam, and there's so many great games out there. But guys, today I'm going to be checking out the top 6 best games on Steam according to me. So these are 6 games that you absolutely need to play at some point because they're all masterpieces. They're all so much fun. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the first game. Alright, starting off, we have Left 4 Dead 2. If you guys have never played this game, you are missing out because it is such a fantastic game. It's pretty much a 4-player co-op zombie survival. So there's multiple different modes, obviously. There's the campaigns, there's versus mode. Oh, there's also survival mode too, where you have to survive as long as possible. And you can either play by yourself, or you can play with up to 3 friends in a group of 4. Hence the name Left 4 Dead. And actually, the same developers who made this game are making a new game called Back 4 Blood later this year. So if you guys are looking to pick that game up, then I would definitely recommend playing some Left 4 Dead 2 to figure out the mechanics and figure out how the game plays. But Left 4 Dead 2 has amazing mod support where there's just so many mods for everything and it's so easy to download. Everything is pretty much done through the Steam Workshop. Overall, like, the game just has a lot of content and it's a lot of fun. And when you crank up the difficulty, it gets really difficult. And obviously, there aren't just normal zombies. There's also like special infected zombies too. There's boomers, there's spitters, smokers, tanks, the chargers, hunters, like there's so many. And any one of the special infecteds can basically just take one player out of commission. So teamwork is critical. If you want to do well in this game, you have to work as a team. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why it's so much fun. It's just a great co-op game to play with your friends. Next up, we have Risk of Rain 2, and if you guys have never actually played this game, it's a third-person shooter roguelike, where essentially you start off with basically nothing, and you have to kill monsters to get money. You open up chests, and you can get upgrades, and just overall, you can become more powerful. However, the longer you survive, the harder it gets. And it can get really difficult. So in the early game, the smartest thing to do is just to get as many upgrades as possible, fight the bosses, and then just, if you're playing with friends, work together. This is a game you can play by yourself, just like Left 4 Dead. However, it's pretty difficult. Like, going in with a couple friends is always a lot more fun than playing solo. Oh, and this game gets really difficult. You basically have to find a teleporter, and once you activate the teleporter, you have to fight the boss. And not only is there a giant boss that has a lot of health and does a lot of damage, but there's also lots of just different monsters trying to destroy you, just trying to kill you. Sometimes it can be really overwhelming, but the better you get, the more fun it becomes. And honestly, this game works really well as an aim trainer because it requires precision. And it's just, there's so many different enemies running at you. You have to move around and shoot. Like, this is honestly a great way to build up some muscle memory for PC. And the next game is Mothergunship, and this is a first-person shooter roguelike where you can go in with either yourself or a couple friends. And you pretty much start off with very little, and you have to try to work your way up, get some money, and buy some upgrades for your weapons. And the coolest thing about this game is you can actually fully customize your weapons. Like, you get a bunch of different parts, you can throw them all together, and you can make the ultimate super weapon if you can get to that point. However, this is kind of like a bullet hell game where there's just enemies shooting at you from every single direction, and you have to always be on the move. You always have, like, your aim has to be spot on if you want to do well in this game. The best thing about this game is the fact that good aim rewards you. And then obviously a huge part of the game is exploring the levels and looking for different things. It's actually a sequel to a game called Tower of Guns, except this time you can actually play with friends, which makes it even better. But yeah, it's not an easy game, but it's a fun game. Now we have Halo the Master Chief Collection on Steam, and yes, this is probably one of the best value games you can buy on Steam, just because it has so much content. So you get the campaigns for Halo Reach, Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, ODST, and I would highly recommend, you could either buy each game individually for $10, or you could buy the whole thing and save a little bit of money. I would highly recommend getting the full package, because then you can play every single Halo game ever released on PC. And if you guys have never played Halo before, it's a lot like CSGO, except in space. You can jump higher. Meleeing is a huge part of the game. Being able to have good, precise aim is very important. And also being able to use utility like throwing grenades is a must if you want to do well. So of course you get the campaigns, which are some of the best single player and co-op experiences just in general. Like, the Halo games have great campaigns, straight up. And then there's the multiplayer, which has over 100 maps across like 5 different games. Yeah, so essentially you get Halo 1, you get Halo 2, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 4, and then Halo Reach. You get all those games that you can basically play online, and you get the full experience. And actually, there's some maps that never actually made it to console. The game also has a mode called Forge, where you can essentially make a map. If you wanted to, you could actually make Dust 2 or Inferno, any of the CSGO maps. And if you're not really into, like, you know, the whole competitive scene, there's also custom games, which is probably one of the most fun things you can do. It's essentially like Gary's Mod, but on Halo. Like, there's so many fun and creative game modes that people have created. You just need to try it for yourself because it's just so good. The next game on my list is Borderlands 3. And yes, I know Borderlands 2 was a much better game, but honestly, let's be real here. We might as well go with the newest game in the series. And honestly, Borderlands 3 isn't really that bad. There's just so many combinations of weapons you can get. And, you know, obviously there's lots of different levels. There's so many different enemies. And it's the same Borderlands experience that you get from 2, except on a completely new generation. Like, you could get it on the consoles, you could get it on PC, but it has ray tracing support. It looks just phenomenal. However, though, it does require a pretty decent PC if you want to run on high settings. So I guess that's the only downside. So Borderlands 3 is a single player and co-op game, basically, where you can go in by yourself or go in with up to 3 friends. You explore essentially these wastelands that have so many enemies everywhere. There's kind of like a story to it where you have to do different missions, but then there's also side missions too, where you can get bonus weapons, bonus money, just whatever. And honestly, it's a really fun game. You can just grind, level up, and, you know, try to become better than all your friends, so you can basically carry them. The game has a lot of cool mechanics. All right, guys, the last game we're going to be checking out today is CSGO. Okay, so it is free to play. However, if you want to get the full experience and if you want to get drops, you have to pay $15, or you basically have to buy Prime status. But honestly, like, if you're into competitive first-person shooters, it's totally worth it, because on top of CSGO being one of the best FPS games out there in terms of just being fun to play as well as difficult to learn, and honestly, because it has such a high skill ceiling, it's just so much more fun to play. Like, CSGO is just one of those games where you're always getting better. You're always learning new things. But obviously, though, if you want to get really good, though, you have to put hours into training, hours into practice, hours into just everything. So obviously, getting really good and going pro isn't really for everyone. Even if you're more of a casual gamer, you can still have a lot of fun playing CSGO. Obviously, you do have to take the game seriously. Like, you can't just troll your teammates the whole time or else you'll get banned, but, you know, it's a simple esport. If by the off chance you've never actually played CSGO, why not give it a shot? You could even try the free-to-play version. Oh, and I haven't even talked about skins yet. Skins are the thing that gives CSGO its in-game economy, and there's some skins that are worth an insane amount of money. Like, people have made a lot of money off of CSGO skins, which is awesome, because it's just a video game and it's given so many people a chance to really, like, do what they love doing and thrive. Like, CSGO's done a lot for a lot of people. It's a fantastic game. I would definitely recommend it. The skins make it even better. So those were the 6 Steam games that I would highly recommend you check out, because they're all actually a lot of fun. You know, not every game might be for you. You might enjoy 1 or 2, but at the end of the day, it's always cool to find out about new games you've never heard of before that look really fun, because it gives you something else to play. It gives you more content. It gives you more things to look forward to. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to drop a like, and of course, make sure to subscribe with the bell icon rung. I also have a Discord server, I have a Twitch, a Twitter, all that stuff. Check out the links in the description down below. And if you guys want to buy some CSGO skins for way cheaper than market price, check out my Skinport affiliate link down below. It gives me a little bit of kickback if you use the link, and it really helps a lot. So you guys supporting that helps me continue to make the best content I can every single week. But if you guys want to see more videos like this where I just check out other games, then let me know. But overall, guys, I hope you have a fantastic and safe rest of your day. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. It's Turbo, and I'm out. Peace.